best that they can. Kind of interesting. Jose Luis Mendilibar Ray said, there are no keys against a game like Barcelona. You just hang on for dear life. And Barcelona, with that in mind, a tip of the cap to Eibar because they are playing their first team today.
Not just that, this Eibar team is absolutely, well, the gunsmiths. They're gunning, and they are absolutely wonderful. Their recent form has been nothing short of spectacular. This modest stadium with these modest players, Phil, have been absolutely galvanised by Mendilibar. They finished 10th last year, so you would think that there might be an improvement. It's not that easy. This will be an acid test, and as you say, Barcelona coming out in full battleship mode against the tiny Eibar. Wonderful stadium.
Again, you take a look at the substitutes. Sergi Enrich not available, neither is Fran Rico, so just digging a little bit deeper is Mendilibar.
They're underdogs, all right. Beyond that, they're under puppies.
And funny, they were actually kind of up for adoption when they made the jump. A team that was in the black as we take a look. And believe me, the balconies will be jam-packed today above Iparrua. They were doing so well financially, but they did not have a deep enough budget. They were forced almost to go into debt if they were going to take their promotion from the Segunda. Instead, what they elected to do was to put stocks on sale around the world, but also limited the amount that could be purchased. And many players, including a few on Barcelona, decided to dip into their pocket and join the rush, and Eibar has not made them regret it. Taking a look at the bench for Barcelona today, many thought that several of those players would be out there, like Mina and Coutinho, just to earn some stripes, especially Coutinho, who is cup-tied. But in many ways, Valverde electing to try and get the motor running smoothly before their midweek encounter.
Not me. Last night, I said on the locker room, I think Gary Bailey backed me up against Thomas Rongen and Bobo Vieri and Kay Murray, that this Barcelona team know that this is a big game. They've dropped points the last two matches, and they cannot afford to drop any more. A wonderful respect from two former teammates, Phil.
And again, you have to go all the way back. It was Ernesto Valverde's professional debut on the same team that Mendilibar was midfielding. Pretty successful run there, and they've both gone on to respective success since. Eibar and Barcelona just moments away, and you might want to buckle up for this one. Alejandro Hernandez checking his watch. Well, he doesn't like the way that one moved, so Hernandez, last year's best referee, well, he wants to make sure we get off to the right start. And we are underway. It is the Blaugrana on the chest of the hosts today. So Barcelona forced to play in their third kit. Into the middle. Pop Diop brought back from Espanyol. Eibar does sense some success in the future, so they were a bit busy in the winter window. Maybe not quite to the extreme that Barcelona was.
Not quite.
Lifted down into the corner. Tight confines, to say the least. And as you saw in the pregame show, smallest stadium in the top flight in Spain. Sails across for Orellana, who is one of the newcomers.
What a beautiful touch.
The Chilean, rescued from Valencia.
Typifying the confidence. Look out.
Whipped across, the header up and over from Jose Angel.
Brilliant service, and it's not an angelic finish, but the ex-Porto man here should have done way better. Slack defending, lovely ball, floated in, triggered in, dropping right onto the head of the pin, and Angel, a poor finish, head like a threepenny bit.
Down into the corner, Ter Stegen, very good with his feet.
Oh, what a let-off that is, Phil, for Barcelona. This should be 1-0 a minute in. And truly, when we look at it again, man, he's got plenty of time to pick his spot out. Brilliant service in.
Many ways. Three holding midfielders with Rakitic, Busquets, and Paulinho.
Ter Stegen.
Nice from Diop. Whipped across the 6. A lunging tackle by Piqué. Ball bounces up unintentionally off the hand, though, says the ref, and then lifted back in for Ter Stegen.
Fabulous start, in all of these 7,000 people crammed into this stadium, shoehorned in full thunderous applause. A brilliant start for Eibar, and they're in again.
Ball plucked away. Diop out wide. Nice by Orellana, but a bit of a bump. Not exactly sure what happened here. Alba grabbing his knee. Take a look at our AT&T starting lineups as Eibar pings the ball around. 4 in the back. 5 in the midfield, and Quique Garcia, the lone man up front, the 28-year-old.
The Kashiinui is trying to touch it past. Yeah, a little clash of knees. Nothing there. Well, we threw the warning signs for everybody watching here that this will not be an easy task. A real walk down a dark alley on this beautiful sunny day for Barcelona, who've been pinned back. And anybody that saw the game against Sevilla a couple of weeks ago when Eibar absolutely undressed them 5-1 know that the reasons why that this Barcelona team in the early going are getting picked back by the Japanese international team. Unlucky here. But Phil, this is a real footballing team. It's not all about the gung-ho Dunkirk spirit battling away. Here's another fabulous look at Jose Angel's terrible header.
One back again. Barcelona, even with the first team, just a bit rattled. Mendilibar.
But that game, I just want to stress, against Sevilla, one of the best performances I've seen from a La Liga team this season. It was so impressive, and played under bad conditions, heavy rain, but not just the attitude of Peña's men. It was the overall ability, the synchronicity of their football, the energy, for sure. But this is a footballing team, all right. You can see it here.
Again, just controlling the pitch. Tight confines here at the Iperua.
Yeah.
Lifted up and over, maybe just a little too tight.
Now, Barcelona, one eye on a big night in London town on Tuesday, but he sent out arguably his best team that probably will face against Chelsea.
Barca going the other way, scrambling over near side Paulinho.
So it's a serious dress rehearsal, all right, for Busquets' men. Welcome addition back, Piqué, after his injury scares.
Sergio Roberto dodges
It's magic
the
ball.
clashing cleats. In for Messi.
Big ball.
Threaded, the step over Suarez. Out comes the goalkeeper, Dimitrovic. Ball back, and it's parried away by Peña.
Suarez actually he has the audacity to look up to see if the flag stays down instead of concentrate and counter.
Ball poked through,
Magic.
skips across, back post, Orellana. Oh, so close.
Orellana bullets this one into row X after a beautiful ball. Here, Messi finds this one, and watch when this ball's fed. Suarez, instead of focusing on where the goal is, and the goalkeeper looks up, and the chance goes all to hell. Orellana's hit flashed upstairs after a wonderful ball that found him from Inui. Man.
Stepping in, Rakitic forward from Messi, has Suarez again, uses him, again tries to take the touch wide, and is dispossessed by Peña.
Look at it again at half-time. There's a serious miscalculation by Suarez earlier there, Phil.
Ball forward for Quique Garcia. The 28-year-old back to his left, cuts to his right, wrong foot's Piqué, and Ter Stegen down just in time.
Tremendous play again. Wonderful team, flashing. Quique says, do you want to dance, Piqué? And then skedaddles past him. Soft hands by Ter Stegen. but a stinger here, everything right. This game should have 3 goals on the score sheet right now.
And again, it came up as a physical team, a typical, if you will, Basque team.
Yeah.
But there was something special, even in their first year. They knew they weren't supposed to be here, so they figured might as well have fun while they were. And they've gotten better year by year.
They're getting better minute by minute.
Here's Orellana.
It's a tough 2 weeks for them as well. They've got Celta Vigo and Villarreal coming up next, Phil. So a huge couple of weeks ahead of them for this Blaugrana side up against Rakitic's men, who of course have got some serious games coming up on the calendar, but got their hands full here.
Nice from Jourdain, rolls it back for Diop.
Oh, what a
skips
ball.
under Iniesta. Again, Orellana high in the air for Kike. Carries for Inui. Takashi Inui, the former Yokohama Marinos man, just off target.
Barcelona not matching the energy of Eibar here in the opening 7 minutes. Take a look at this. I cannot believe that Suarez isn't more focused on where the target is. Lets the ball skip past them, and this is where the chance goes begging. But this would have been almost automatic slip home under the advancing Marko Dimitrovic. But he looked at the linesman. Strange.
For me, the initial situation was he could have brought that directly with a defender on his back to his right foot and shot almost immediately, but he lets it carry to a wider angle.
I don't think it needed to be that complicated. We look at it again. It's an easy left foot slip shot home on the deck. Dimitrovic saw that there was fire in the basement. He comes racing out to put the fire out, but anyway, that's gone. Look out.
Again, Orellana. Nice ball wide. Takashi Inui into the 6, and Piqué forced to parry it out for a corner again.
Type of game that he'll be thinking about Carles Puyol, the way he would be barking at everybody in a situation like this. Tiny stadium, and the rain starting to spit down a bit. Ooh.
That makes things even more interesting.
Yep, Mother Nature now saying, like this game.
Angel from the corner.
The ball
just skips away past Ivan Ramis.
Fabulous service from Jose Angel. Plenty of whip and dip and swerve on this, and it hits the perfect target right in the center of that 6-yard box, but nobody able to put the forehead on it. Another let off.
Ball back for Ter Stegen.
Chelsea, of course, have already had their dress rehearsal there last night against an FA Cup competition, and resounding win by their reserve team, basically.
Well, caressed in towards that corner, but too much so. Wouldn't say it's controversial, but Valverde did express some concern that Chelsea will get the extra day's rest.
That game wasn't set up by the English authorities. It was part of a television decision, so that was already planned for a Friday night game. So just the way it goes.
Messi to Iniesta, up for Paulinho, through for Messi, wide. Now does the flag stay down? Nope, it pops up. Paulinho was on, but Alba was off.
I think the referee gets it right. In live time, I thought it was offside. Let's take a look. Yep.
A good couple yards.
Yeah.
.53 degrees, the clouds opening up, gusting from the north, and Valverde under the protective bunker. Nothing protecting the players on the pitch now, though. Sweet touch from Jourdain. Nice. Wide for Inui. Around Piqué, who tackles it out, but another corner for the hosts.
Beautiful come across. They love this weather. As I said earlier, this was the type of weather that they relished against Sevilla.
And there's a bit of revenge here. I'm not sure that Eibar has fully forgiven Barcelona. We talked about it in the pregame. We'll bring it up again, but Jose Angel, good corner last time. This one flicked to the back post. Down brings the ball Oriana against Alba, the former Celta man. Decent ball inside, parried away Umtiti.
Just pinned back. I mean, everything's marked up. There's that earlier one that flashes across. And again, they're going to get this all game long. Here finally rousing them.
This from the far flank, the Chilean in, down off the head of Ramis.
Ivan rises beautifully, meets it under pressure. It's not a bad header at all. A wonderful directive header, plenty of punch to it, but again, nicely dealt with by ter Stegen, who is being very busy.
Again, Barca trying to play the ball long, but goes right to an Eibar player. They can't control to Messi. It goes and out wide. Stadium only about 113 yards long and just 71 yards wide. So as soon as you turn around, likely to be a defender in your face. Ball forward for Rakitic. Burst of speed.
Wonderful.
Slashes it wide, but Paulinho dispossessed in a clash of 15s. The ball just held
up on the surface there because of the rain, and Paulinho just not able to step into that wonderful run that Sergio Roberto gives you. Break that line and carries the ball so well.
Ball back for Dimitrovic, the 26-year-old brought over from Alcorcon to step into that starting spot.
Barcelona had a tough time against another underdog last week against Getafe, and they had to work very, very hard for that point. Another game that you could have argued that the underdog had the better chances.
And before that, it was the derby against Espanyol.
Yeah.
Ter Stegen again, trying to get it out of the danger zone, but right back. And now here they come again, Diop.
Finding his man all right, but it's just the wrong color shirts.
He sees the Blaugrana, not that polarized blue. Might need to adjust his glasses. There is Mendilibar.
What a job.
Journeyman as a player, although Ray, even in the lower realms, about 400 games.
Journeyman as a coach as well. This is his 13th job. And doing a magnificent job with this side, though. I mean, this isn't false praise either. Their team are up. Underdogs got the tails in the air.
2012-13, they were still in the Segunda B, but they finished second that year and advanced through the playoffs against the likes of Oviedo and company. The very next year in the Segunda, they won the league to earn promotion. And as we talked about on the pregame, is Barcelona getting beaten up here at Ipurua a bit. Maybe a bit of revenge, because they were supposed to go down. They were safe in that final and 38th round. But Barcelona, who had a 2-0 lead, blew it against Deportivo in the last half hour. And that put Eibar down. Ball in for Suarez. Gets around and tucks it home, Dimitrovic. And just like that, Barcelona, against the run of play, has taken the lead.
The cruelty of our beautiful game of football. Eibar put to the sword with pure class in a glass on the Eibar grass. Wonderful rounding of Dimitrovic. Again, it's the magic man that starts it. Wonderful lynx eye vision. The pass is perfection. Pixel perfect. Great shimmy and a fein here by Suarez that makes Dimitrovic think he's going to shoot it. And he overcommits. Well, he commits. He's got to. And then that's brilliant play by the dagger man. That is fire on ice from Suarez. 1-0 Barcelona. But as you said, Phil, against the run of play decidedly.
11th assist for Messi, 17th goal for Suarez. Only man who scored more is Messi. but perhaps even more considering how ice cold Suarez was at the start of the season.
That was a wonderful goal. Critical of him earlier, and rightfully so, but that is a real penalty box predator. It wasn't just the finish, but there's a beautiful scene there. You people with your fancy machines, go back and take a look at the hesitation and the feign, the actual dummy of a shot that Marco buys it. And when Suarez is like that, he could sell chewing gum to a man with lockjaw. It was absolutely brilliant finish.
Again, Suarez. And you saw how clinical he was with the right foot. Again, just makes you puzzled as to why he tried to go to his left on that earlier play, but he does get the goal. Barcelona's in front.
Certainly, but the man with the kaleidoscope eyes, this man found him absolutely magisterially with that pass.
Pops away from Diop, wide for Alba.
Nicely.
Back for Messi, splits two, and almost comes through the other side.
Well, that's a great bit of skill from Messi. Again, shows that defenders can follow him on Twitter. He'll come out on Facebook. That would have been spectacular had he been able to get to the other side of that.
Well, doesn't seem to have rattled Eibar. Here they come again. Lifted up and just off the top of the crossbar. So close from Oriana.
Magical. Wonderful attempt, full of bravery. Takes a look, and in a nanosecond he provides a terabyte of skill. This is wonderful dynamic from Oriana, the Chilean international. Ex-Celta Vigo man. You remember him for so many years there.
Never quite.
Wonderful attempt that. Head to Stegen beat.
Got into a bit of a disagreement, shall we say, with Celta. Went to Valencia, never quite felt at home. Mendilibar had a great saying when he found out that they were going to get him. He said, this is not an Eibar player. This is a player from those top 6 teams in the league. Well, you know what? They win another game or two, they will be a top 6 team in La Liga. Rakitic out wide.
So good.
Sergio Roberto.
Again, the breaking of the line by Sergi Roberto. Marvellous.
Little hip check in the midfield from Kike. Both players down. Hernandez sees nothing.
Yeah, the ball in between the two players. Shoulder to shoulder, hip to hip. Call it what you want. Contact game. Referee saying to Sergi, get up.
Again, Hernandez, referee of the year last year, but Barcelona fans might disagree, because there was something else he saw. Remember that match against Betis last year where the ball went in by a good 2 yards and still was not awarded? Cost Barcelona the game and maybe the league title. That was Hernandez on that day. Letting him play today, though. Arabia back into the midfield. Barca starting to find its footing. Here's Iniesta. Alba, keep an eye on Rakitic, but again Alba offside.
Here's another look at this. There's no space for Messi to find, so he creates space. Einstein might be confused by that statement, but not Messi. An amazing ball from the medicine man, and Suarez, fire on ice, as I said. His legs are cooking, but his head's in the refrigerator. Wonderful.
Barcelona with the lead
pal.
on the 16th minute goal. And Ray, as you kind of alluded to, if they would drop points again here today with that Atletico match looming, should Atleti get the win at the Nou Camp, it could be within a game of the lead. So Barca can't afford to let points slip. Busquets saved by Umtiti. Iniesta for Alba. Suarez for Iniesta. Oh, what a pass to Messi. There you saw the mini standings.
It's a wonderful race for this top 6 place in La Liga Santander, Phil. And not just the race, the quest to pull back Barcelona's big lead. It's been diminished a little bit, but the rest of the pack behind Barcelona are really tightening up like a hangman's noose.
A bit of a battle for that final Champions League spot as well.
Good ball.
Out wide from Paulinho, looking for Rakitic. Gobbled up by the big Serb. Valencia at 43, Real at 42, Sevilla 39, and Villarreal at 37. But as you point out, that European spot, which conceivably, because of the Copa, could go down to 7. So Eibar, at the moment, even with this scoreline, would be in European contention. But they're only a point above Girona.
Imagine those magic nights in Europe in this stadium. Can you just imagine that? How much are the tickets in those condominium balconies going to go for?
Piqué, does he hear the footsteps? No, given away. Orellana in the 18. Umtiti builds a wall, and down goes the Chilean.
Quick feet, lovely touch past Umtiti. Umtiti doesn't do anything. Take a look again. Piqué covered his knickers down that time.
Nice.
Wonderful skill again from this man. Hocus pocus, razzle dazzle. Umtiti.
And Ray, you talked about it. Barcelona used to those big European nights. The largest stadium in all of Europe, nearly 100,000, and they're looking to expand. Eibar, well, they've already expanded twice since coming up, and now Iparrua up to a gigantic 7,000.
You could fit 4 times the entire population of Eibar into Camp Nou. 4 times. Wonderful.
Oh, bounces away. There was a question whether Piqué would play. Umtiti coming back from suspension, but Piqué coming back from injury.
Yeah. Gary Mina was one of the ones that was really tipped to be starting tonight after his wonderful debut.
Retreating for the Frenchman, back for the German. The Brazilian flicks it on, but no one making the run. Ivan Ramis hauls it in. Over for Arbilla.
Again.
Strong from Sergio Roberto.
Oh, unlucky.
Well, that one didn't work, but Sergio Roberto rapidly turning into one of the most crucial players in this Barcelona team in front of our eyes.
Well,
here he is again.
I don't know if it's been that slow of a burn, Phil. The man's played over 100 games for Barcelona, 115th in his La Liga today, but for me, Sergio Roberto, the most underrated player in this Barcelona side. He has his critics, cannot see what they're critical of, because he's a midfield player, and when he plays in this position, he does add an awful lot to Barcelona's way, and he's wonderfully protected by Piqué so many times.
And it's interesting because with the likes of Dani Alves, it would give you another wing. But when Sergio Roberto advances into the middle, it's like another central playmaker. Almost like they're playing with an extra man.
Great header.
Iniesta.
Unlucky.
Just dispossessed.
Good tackle there by Garcia.
Peña.
Diop coming in and suffocating the illusionista.
Orellana. 39 caps for Chile. Back for Diop. Jordan.
Nice player, isn't he, Jordan? Lovely style about him. There's more to him than that. This man on the ball.
Dani
Lovely
Garcia.
touch. Lovely feed. He's that type of player. Visionary. Andres Cordero and I were talking about it before the game. And Andy was saying, this guy for me is one of the players of the future. He has another look at this wonderfully curved hit, and Ter Stegen does everything he can. The ball drops in behind him. Oh, it's a wonderful effort, Phil.
And here again with Lionel Messi.
Again, wrestling with a ghost.
Diop. Peña switches fields. Now to Inui.
Good ball.
Center of the park for Garcia. His shot parried. The captain pulls it back. Jose Angel. And again Piqué to the rescue. Poorly cleared. Diop surrounded.
I thought Rakitic put Sergio Roberto in a tough spot there. You saw Sergi telling him turn, play the ball forward, but you go 2 steps back. Leads to this.
It doesn't sound like much when you just look at it on paper. The standard soccer field is about 115 yards long. This is just 113.
Well, I tell you, Phil, it's a perfect rehearsal for Stamford Bridge, because that is one of the tighter areas and playing surfaces in the English Premier League. So in that regard, get used to it, Barca.
Meanwhile, width wide, it's 71 compared to 74, so it's 2 yards shorter, 3 yards narrower. But it's amazing how something so little on paper can be so big on grass. Mariana wide. Jordan skips off Umtiti. Rakitic gives it up. Inui wide. Kike dispossessed.
Had 1 or 2 risky decisions there, Rakitic, and another one that nearly leads to a clear open chance for Eibar.
Barcelona could use a breather.
He ain't gonna get one. They want to keep turned up, and Eibar sensing that go-ahead goal's taking nothing out of the gunsmith.
And again, you saw in the beginning the true friendship between these two. Back in 85, 86, they were teammates for tiny Sestao up in Vizcaya in the Basque country. Finished 10th in their first year in the Segunda, with Barcelona assistant Joan Aspiazu also part of that team, and they have stayed close ever since. Mendilibar, one of the leading scorers with 8 goals in his professional debut. Valverde tossed in 6 of his own. He would go on to the bright lights of Athletic and Barcelona. Well, Mendilibar toiled with Lemona and Logroñés. And as you pointed out, Ray, even as a manager, Lanzarote and Herrera, Baskonia, maybe finally starting to get some recognition.
Look at the sheeps on that hill. They're watching this game.
Did they have to buy tickets? Gives you an idea why they can't expand this stadium much.
Too many sheep.
Out wide. Into the middle for Rakitic, but it skips away. Sandwiched in between the mountains and a highway.
Good play.
Touched by Garcia, and
what a ball
intercepted.
That would have been. Applaud this, people. Again, Jordan. I think this one is stepped through beautifully. It might have been Garcia. Didn't quite see the number, but what a pass. Over that distance, it was just cut out by Jordi Alba. That is an amazing attempt at a pass. The audacity of it, nearly 6 inches away from Feyenoord. It was a full volley, stepping through into it under pressure. Wonderful in its failure.
Garcia, Real Sociedad youth player, but now the captain for Eibar. And he said, well, Mendilibar said there's really no way to play Barcelona. Garcia said there's never been a better time to play them because Eibar are playing some of the best football they have ever played. Busquets looking for a foul, but Hernandez didn't see it.
He should have got it. The earlier one was a whack, but that's a foul.
.53 cloudy conditions. Looked like the rain has pulled back just a bit. A little slow on the touchback. Diop gets it.
Ball by Lionel Messi. Look
Kike
out.
in. Jordan tried to disguise it to the near post, but wide.
Well, the man who was singing the praises of fills his pants this time. It's a bad giveaway from Messi. Wonderful step up by Diop, and then they are off to the races. Lovely ball to find him inside. Right foot. He needed his left. Good play again by Ivan Ramis, 33-year-old, defying Mother Nature and Father Time.
Scored some pretty big goals for a center back in recent games.
Yep. He's a real fish-shaking defender, all right. Oh, that's a nice ball.
Paulinho up that center channel, back
spin,
for Messi.
Overlaps on, served.
Suarez delays it for Iniesta. And Andres Iniesta forced wide. 33rd minute approaches.
Ole!
Iniesta into the corner for Rakitic. Top of the 18, flicked on by Suarez.
Oh, magic ball again.
Messi around Diop. Wide for Alba. 4 in the box. Paulinho bounces it, but right to Dimitrovic.
Papa Diop does well to just raise his boot, not high enough so that the referee would call it foul play. This is offside.
Good step
But this
up.
one is very close to finding the target. It was the Brazilian Paulinho was going for the header. This one's clearly off.
Good read.
But the actual raise of the boot by Papa Diop just doing enough to distract the Brazilian, perhaps, after a brilliant play by Sergi Busquets.
Right, just taking a look at this, especially considering how they had to weather that early storm. And I'm not just talking about the rain.
You're not giving us the statistics, are you, Phil?
I am not, but I'm going to say you have to give Valverde credit for reading the tea leaves and putting his starters out there.
For sure. And they're
Just
still not
skips
out of the woods here. They've got a bit of a cushion, but it's been hard-earned, hasn't it? Lionel Messi in automatic mode right now, walking as much as he is running. Look out.
Again, tucked wide by Orellana, but Kike had the brakes on.
Look at this dagger ball. Again, Messi shakes and shimmies. A lovely cutback here. And there's that raise of Papa Diop's that I think really just done enough to put off the focus of Paulinho.
Well, Eibar have never beaten Barcelona, and in some ways credit to them. Not that it's ever even really been close, because
knocking on the
they
door
try and
here,
play
Phil,
with them.
again, man.
Inui.
Good ball.
Back post, just in place, Alba. And Iniesta forced to scramble it out. Suarez surrounded. Last year, it was a 6-1. Or actually, that was the first meeting this year. Enrich, the lone goal for Eibar. Messi put 4 in on the day.
Yeah, they were at their imperious best that day as well, Phil, as I remember. They were phenomenal. It was almost a perfect performance by Barca that day.
Meanwhile, the MSN, 3 of the 4 goals in this tie last season. It's where scorelines can be a bit deceptive. Ardia into the midfield, off for Diop. Inspired pickup in the winter window, along with Orellana. Might not get them to Europe, but it will keep them away from the drop zone. Ball poked around, Alba retreats.
That's a lovely ball, that one from ter Stegen.
Rakitic not ready. Kike comes back. Orellana wants. Kike takes. Should have passed.
Had a little bit of a tough time, Rakitic, in those sorts of areas, time and time again. He's to sharpen his game up a little bit. He doesn't like that strike at goal from that distance under these conditions. Wants him to find his supporting players there. Kike, Garcia, just pulling the trigger a little too quickly for Mendilibar's leg, and understandably so.
Nice, so close.
Yeah, Iniesta's already seen the foul committed and is anticipating the whistle.
Out for the break. Suarez around Dimitrovic, who forces him wide. In Messi. Oh! Razor close, but off the post.
Yeah, a pixel away from perfection, Messi. Wonderful stab home. Brilliant supply by his best pal. Red carpet pass. Lionel takes one look at the target, detonates it, but big white skinny pal of Marko Dimitrovic comes to the rescue. Lovely strike from Messi. Another look again from the incredible Busquets. Beautiful passage ball again from Buzi to Messi. Suarez sees the medicine man arriving and Lionel tries to paint it in. He's probably using the upright as his reference point, but gets that 1 degree away.
Ball back for Garcia. The captain looks. Second look.
Nice player.
Plays it safely for Inui, and now back to the captain. It's been a strange season for Eibar in many ways. They did win their opener, but then only won 1 of their next 10 matches.
Good feed again from the captain.
It's Jose Angel and Titi in position. Meanwhile, over their last dozen, Ray, they've only lost 1 time, and that was against Atleti by a single goal. So something obviously clicked back in early November, and they have not slowed down since. Another corner for the hosts.
Good turn by Kike again, but beautiful cover from big PK. Quick feet, good reading of the dynamic from Kike.
Jose Angel again from the flag. Skips to the back post, touched wide. It's a foot race. And Alba on the break, but he's the only one. Appeals for a foul, and he's going to get it. Almost hip to hip, but just enough behind, says Hernandez.
He clips his feet. Here's another wonderful look at the rounding and then the pullback for Messi. Look at this angle. You might want to duck, people.
One nothing the score, 40th minute.
What a replay that was. Sun's coming out.
See if it stays this in a little bit of a valley in the Basque country. Rakitic had headed back. 53-47% Barcelona with a slight edge in possession. Although Eibar 8 shots to 3. But it's Barcelona in front. So that shot off the post, Ray. It's the 33rd time Barcelona has hit woodwork this year, and 16 by Messi alone.
Are they considered shots on target?
Nope.
That's crazy.
It's not the target. What do you think this is? Aussie rules?
It's the frame of goal. He's hitting the target, literally.
Busquets back to Alba. Suarez's goal, the lone tally so far. Again, Eibar wins in the midfield, and Suarez howling at the moon. Volkswagen halftime show for highlights, and there have been plenty. And Titi takes it towards the goal line. Alba under pressure. Iniesta laid out wide by Busquets, and here they come.
What a touch by Busquets. Look at that little toe poke that leads all the way to this from Busquets.
Sergio Roberto bursting along. Messi goes the other way, threads it through for Alba. It wouldn't have counted anyway. 3rd time the left back has been caught by the flag.
Again, an astonishing piece of football from Lionel Messi. Look at the gap that he's got to find. There's nothing there. He's onside, and Messi finds him through a tiny letterbox There's not a passage of pass to be found. Literally, there's the tiniest of windows, and Messi threads it through again. Astonishing passer of the ball, best in the world.
Should not have been offside, but it is now 5 against Barca. Moot point in a way. Dimitrovic had made the stop. Busquets forced to defend. Orellana, I think, recognized he would be offside, so tried to check back, but Jordan's pass already made. The stadium looks gorgeous, although tiny at 7,000. It was barely over 5,000 when they earned promotion a couple of years ago. And Ray, there was actually talk that they should not be allowed in La Liga. You wonder whether UEFA might say something about the Champions League. And on the field, they prove they belong. Wide again for Jose Angel Valdez.
The best part about these types of grounds is that every one of these fans in every seat has almost a perfect look at the action. You can smell the players' cologne, and it's absolutely bloody wonderful. There should be more stadiums like this.
Looks like Mendilibar is not happy with some of the calls from Hernandez, who's telling him to calm down. Ray, nothing against the new camp, but some of those people standing in the balcony across the street are probably closer than they would be in the stadium in Barcelona.
Yeah, and they get the pizza delivered up there as well. What a place.
Shorter lines for the restroom most of the time.
Well, as we head towards the half-time, seeing this tiny little locker room, wish we could go in there and see how big that is. But they have really thrown down a gauntlet here, and Barcelona have been rallied to the cause by that wonderful goal from Suarez. But this game still on a thin ledge, and it's high up, long way to fall for Barca.
And Eibar seems to have reclaimed the momentum. Roberto to Rakitic, retreats, and again putting Roberto in a bad spot. Back for Jose Angel, the ex-Porto man. Deflected, spins, and saved from a corner, but it will be a throw in deep. 45th and final minute of regulation. Piqué's had a workout.
As tight as Stamford Bridge is, it'll be like playing at Wembley after playing at this place.
What a fun first half it has been.
Yep.
The promise of more to come. Maravilla towards the 18, over the back. Diop settles. Orellana in the center, but there's Paulinho to dispossess. Messi against the Chilean, allows Diop to pounce. Rakitic with a touch. Messi on the flank, Rakitic wide. And that will do it for the opening half, and what a half it was.
Well, it was against the run of play when Barcelona scored, and Eibar didn't care. They kept the wind in their sails and showed plenty of threat. In the second half, this walk down the alley continues for Barca.
16th minute goal from Suarez, the only tally as we head to the Volkswagen halftime.